following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please,
Let's have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So, this week we are back in the saddle. Took a little break, completely your fault, and we're back at it. But we have a little special guest. He's already been a part of the Defy Life family, but now he has his own show. You know, he won a battleground. He got put on the flagship, took one of the flagship members with him, and then decided to create his own show. So before we get to our guest, Oz, welcome back. Have you gotten over 10 Twitter followers? And what do you think we have planned for our guest today on the show?
I don't know. It's all a big surprise to me, man, but I look forward to it, man.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is a big surprise to you because you didn't even know we were having a guest on. So, welcoming from Unsupervised the Spinoff, West Coast Jay. West Coast, welcome back. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. Macho Man Vandal Savage, welcome back.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
That's the real answer right there. So, hi, Take a Knee audience. How you guys been? Everybody been good? I've been listening to Scott and Oz bicker a bunch. It's been awesome.
Yeah, for you, it's been awesome. For you, for me, it's been. Hey, West Coast, do you remember the old X-Men comic books that had the X-Men on either in the arcade kind of like playground, or in Mojo's World?
Yeah,
that's what it's been. That's what it's like dealing with regular Scott. So. Just,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, you know, and people may think I'm lucky, but I am not long shy. But I'm doing the best I can, man. I'm doing the best I can.
Fair enough. Well,
you know, all that, and by the way, all that went right over that went right over regular Scott's head.
That's funny.
So West Coast, let's talk a little bit about your show. Tell everyone kind of how it got started, who you're working with, and when and where they can find you.
All right. Well, Kingpin Jay basically pulled me and money aside one day and was like, so y'all are getting kicked off of the Defy Life show. Make a show.
Yeah.
So this guy bullied you off the show.
It wasn't nearly as bullyish as it sounded, but it was pretty much. I gave you the completely paraphrased version of what happened.
Yeah, it was not Suge Knighting. It was just
No.
it was some may say a gentle prod.
Right, like it was Sugish, little Sugish, little Wilson Fiskey.
I see.
He lived up to his
yes.
name, is what you're saying. He lived up to his name.
Yeah. But it actually worked out. So we went and recruited Hollywood Paul Douglas, and so me, Money, and Hollywood P be on Unsupervised, the spinoff. Catch us on Thursdays.
What's your show about, man?
We are pretty much a commentary show. We like to talk a little bit about sports. We like a little bit of current events. We're only 2 episodes in, so it's been pretty heavy Kobe Bryant for the first couple of weeks, to be quite frank.
Yeah, man.
But that affected all of us the way it affected all of us. But we do try and keep a politics segment as well, so that we can discuss the ridiculance, as I'd like to use that word that doesn't exist really, the ridiculance of American politics as they go through the days.
West Coast, yeah, if people can say that alternative facts are a thing, you can make ridiculous a thing.
That's fair.
That's the truth, okay?
Yeah, the general ridiculous, the fake news that exists, alternative facts, fake news. We like to discuss the current sitting president ad nauseum.
Okay, you say you're 2 shows in?
Yep.
Okay, bet. You had me at hello.
You had him at hello, but you lost him when you said sports.
You had me at ridiculous.
But then you lost him at sports. So that, I don't know how you're gonna get him back.
It's what basic Scott. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I meant regular Scott. My bad. What ridiculous Scott fails to see is that sports and politics, all that intersects. Actually, the Hidden Brain today on NPR, the Hidden Brain today, they were talking about how people are like, if you're a Red Sox fan, they go and they start chanting, "Yankees suck, Yankees suck." They're not really hating on wishing bad things to happen on the Yankees. It's just a projection, and how sometimes your political affiliations become sort of like your sports team in some ways if you're not fully informed, if you're just following what like the talking bites are,
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You do hear those chants all over the place,
Well, like West Coast, it's the same thing. Like you'll hear the repetitions of from the right that like the libtards, the liberals are silly. You hear the repetition from the left, just like, oh, they're Hitler conservatives, but they're just big chunks of sound bites, It's just like saying, it's legit like saying, hey, back in my day, hey, why'd you like the Bulls? Because of Michael Jordan? Not because of the whole team, just because Michael Jordan was a star. You like these little tidbit bites, So you gotta like be able to dig deep and figure out, what's underneath the bites, man, So.
And that's what we're trying to find, to be quite honest. We keep trying to go a little bit below the surface and see what's actually looking around down there and what's rooting around under there, trying to find some worms.
I'm all in.
Trying to find some bait, all the et cetera.
So, if regular Scott didn't ask, when do you release your show?
We are out on Thursdays. So usually out Thursday mornings.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Give you a nice
know what? I don't know if that's perfect West Coast shade, because I feel like if you release your show on Thursdays, I'll be all riled up going into work on Monday morning, so that might not be the best thing for me. But it might be actually a good thing for me. So okay, that's going to be good. Okay, it's going to be fine.
No, well, we should be able to get you. If it's riled up, it could be riled up for anything, because there's a level, again, of ridiculous that is involved in what we talk about. The Valentine's Don'ts episode was episode number 2, and it got pretty ridiculous pretty quick.
I'm not opposed.
Yeah, pretty quick. It's great fun though. Like the Money and Paul are, or as Pooh called him, HP for Hollywood Paul. Money and HP are impressive in their passion. So I get to sit back and listen to them basically go smooth off on whatever it is they're going smooth off on, and then I get to laugh a bunch. It's pretty much how that works.
That sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, it's great fun.
That sounds like a dream.
I enjoy it thoroughly.
Hey, West Coast. I'm sorry. Hey, regular Scott, you still here?
Yeah, I'm just letting West Coast promote his show. You know, I don't like to cut people off while they're promoting their stuff, so I was letting them have the floor. And there's our first shot of the night. So allow me to set the table. This is Taking Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with my co-host, the comic connoisseur himself, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Oz, what's going on?
What's up, good people?
And we are here with Mr. Unsupervised himself, the Spinoff, West Coast Jay, or also known on this show as Macho Man Vandal Savage. Vandal, again, welcome back.
Yes, sir. The immortal Macho Man Vandal Savage back in the building, brother. Oh, yeah.
And you
can I say something, Wesley? Because I will never cut you off, but I will try and always cut this dude off.
You've already cut West Coast Jay off while we're on the show, just so you know. You've already cut him off twice since we've started in 11 minutes. I just wanted to point it out since you just told him a lie to his face as well.
I'll let you finish cutting me off before you.
Okay, great. And you can find us at Knee4Marvel vs. DC on Twitter. You can also email us at Knee4Marvel vs. DC at GoDefyLife.com. Uncle Oz is up to 8 followers on Twitter. I don't know what his Twitter handle is, but he's got one. West Coast, do you guys have an email?
Not yet. We just got a Facebook page up, though, so we're working through getting all of the emails and the places you can find us. We're working through that as of now. We should be up pretty soon. So once we get all that information, I'll make sure everybody knows. But as of right now, no. You can just catch us on the GoDefyLife.com, where Money is Writing a weekly dating segment. Okay. You can catch Hollywood Paul Douglas as the Memoirs of a Lucky Guy if you ever have you want to check out some random erotica.
Nasty boy.
Yeah. Bruh, be nasty sometimes.
Nasty boy.
And then I still just sort of wander around the Defy Life offices in Nebraska, showing up late for meetings and basically just sending emails that bother people. You know, the usual.
The only thing is now you don't have that title belt to carry around with you.
Nah, but now I don't need it. It got me in the door.
Yeah, true that.
On top of all of that, I mean, I am kind of in the competition again, so I'm coming back for my title. And
I guess I can go ahead. I can go ahead and let the cat out the bag about the battleground that's coming up. It looks like the 2-headed champion will only be bringing one head to the actual competition this year.
Yep, that's what I've heard. I've heard that it's just going to be Lynn, no Kim.
So, but what does that mean? Are you allowed yourself, West Coast Jay, to bring all your other 2 folks?
Well, they're actually also going to be contestants, but they're coming on representing different things. Like I'm the one that's going to be representing Unsupervised the Spinoff. Money will be representing Fantasy Beasts, and Hollywood Paul will be representing for Memoirs of a Lucky Guy.
Wow.
So yeah, we got 3 different shots to bring the title back to Unsupervised where it belongs.
True. Or Take a Knee could get some swag that they definitely deserve. So we'll see.
Definitely do deserve it. That's what we're here for, man. Like I'm literally here to help you spar. Get ready to go.
I appreciate it, and it's a good thing. I appreciate any help I can get, man. So I certainly don't get any help on this show.
No, you don't. I help you as much as I can.
It's not a lot. So.
Well, it's not a lot, but it's more than nothing. You know, so
less than something.
Let's actually get to some training ground. The battleground will be coming up real soon. You guys, I'm pretty sure y'all are on the first episode. Am I correct?
I am not. Oz is definitely. Money is
Oz
definitely.
is definitely.
Yeah, Oz is and Money is for
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, the way that they've done it, on the Defy Life, the flagship show, they had us on Tuesday, and we broke. Jay basically just ran down how it was going to go. So you get to be on the first show because you're a veteran. So it's basically the veterans, the underclassmen, and then the third show will be about the better halves, as it were, where they've got some wives and girlfriends and ladies that'll be involved.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. Respect to the vets.
Mm-hmm. So you guys get the first show. Y'all are kicking this all off.
Or we may be kicked off too. Depends on how we do. So it's fine.
Right. Like that's the whole point of me being here is that the next time that I see you on a battlefield should be in a final if I've done my sparring job correctly.
And you do a good job, unlike my co-host. So
I just ask the questions. That's all I do.
No, you are just a mystery.
I just ask the questions. I just stump people. That's all.
Yes, you do. You definitely are something else.
So let's get to our training ground. Here are the categories for you guys.
Hey, so I have a question that's just out there. Will we know the categories, or will we be able to pick the categories like we've done in the past, or is this all like a la carte?
You'll find out.
So, yeah, like I'll give you a great hint though. If you listen to Defy Life's podcast from Tuesday of last week, then you may find out way more information than you needed.
There's a nice plug for the Defy Life podcast. Check them out.
I love that. Okay.
Like way more info than you needed.
I'll be doing that tomorrow. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So our categories are going to be, now as usual, I will be using questions from past battlegrounds. Our categories are movies post 1992, the Bible, and let's see. Do I want to go here? Yeah,
you've been everywhere else.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Beer. We'll go black superheroes as well. Should we go four?
Oh.
Is three categories is enough, right? Black superheroes. Dude. Yeah, we'll go 3 categories: black superheroes, movies post 1992, and the Bible.
Wow, I feel lucky. I don't know what to say.
You feel lucky right now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, you do feel lucky right now.
Right now, you do.
They brought in a former champion for a reason.
Carbon footprint, the first fingerprint from the Bible. Okay.
Who was the last person to?
Wait. I'm sorry. Did we even say the category yet?
No. I'm just gonna ask random questions.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing. West Coast.
Yeah, dude.
West Coast as the guest. Please start us off.
As the guest? Okay. Well, if that's what we're going to do, then I'm going to do what I did to Oz last time, and I'm going to go with black superheroes.
How much?
Let's start in the middle. Let's start at 3.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Wow.
Let's do it.
Wow. Hey, you must be feeling really right now. West Coast on the show. You singing random country songs.
Yeah, he's singing songs and everything. I love it. Oz is in a great mood. This is nice.
Listen, I have beers. I heard some inspirational words earlier before I had the show. I'm ready, dude. Let's do this. I'm feeling very optimistic, man.
All right. What did you say again? Black superheroes for what?
For 3.
Right in the middle.
Okay. My bad. I forgot. In the middle.
Yo, what does the middle mean to you?
You're right. My bad.
Okay.
What ally of Luke Cage has a metal arm and is one of the daughters of the dragon?
That would be Misty Knight.
That is correct.
Let's go black superheroes for 2.
Okay. Black superheroes for 2. Who is Batman's tech wizard and close friend of Alfred?
Oh, the Lucius Fox.
These are legit
black
superheroes for the first time ever, dude.
These are repeat questions.
Name Batwing's left toe.
Don't get upset
because
he's on a roll right now. Where are we going, West Coast?
Let's go to 4.
Okay.
Let's go to 4.
All right, number 4. Shaquille O'Neal starred in the live-action adaptation of this comic book character.
That would be Steel.
Steel is correct.
Let's go with number 5.
Oh my God, this is insane.
This is why they brought me here. We're supposed to
this
get
is a
ready to go.
No. So this is. I would have given the arc reactor for you to have asked these black superhero questions on the real show. What is these are like legit like what they should be. Although I would say that one Lucius could have been a 2 or 1, but go ahead.
So
this is amazing.
I'm going to leave you the 1 and the 5. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave them for you.
No. Keep going. This is insane. This is awesome.
This is the 5 right here.
Okay, go.
What black superhero has his powers become weaker the closer he is to his true love?
Yeah. Do you remember the answer to this? Because the answer is Hancock.
Hancock is correct.
Okay, I love you, dude. This is awesome, man.
I bet you a good amount of people wouldn't know that.
Okay, yeah. This is my last comment. Please, West Coast for the 1.
West Coast for the 1.
For the win, but for the 1.
Let's go ahead and take the 1 and sweep this category and show you how this is supposed to be done.
This Marvel character is the richest in the world.
Let's go with the Black Panther.
That is correct, and the entire category has been swept.
Wow, you.
What?
That's why
I can't wait to hear this. What, Oz? What?
This is hey, I will say this, regular Scott. If you would have asked all of those questions to me without West Coast Jay being here, I would have gotten every single one of those right. That is great. This is legit the first time you ever asked legit good questions. Keep going. This is awesome.
These are all questions I've already asked, though. Like I'm not making any.
Regular.
Of these
Do you have the second set of black superhero questions?
I do.
This should be dedicated strictly to me, so I can get only none of them together.
All right. So that's what I was getting ready to suggest. Is that you just heard how you sweep a category? Now I'd like to hear you do it. Make sure we're actually on the right page.
Okay. Yes. All right. Here's the other set just for Oz. Let's see if he can match them.
It will not be happening, dude.
We're going to start at the 1 and work our way up.
Okay, go for it. This is fun.
This iconic comic book character started off white, but once he went black, he never looked back with his one good eye.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury is correct. That's why it's a 1, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, but the way you worded it was just ridiculous. So anyway, yeah.
Right. Black Panther marries what X-Men?
Storm.
Storm is correct. Who was the first black man to join the X-Men?
Don't you get hung up on this now.
No, I know. The first black man to join the X-Men. I'm going to say Bishop.
Bishop is correct.
I know.
Who was the first black female superhero to join the Justice League?
That feels like it's Vixen.
Vixen is correct. And what black superhero was killed by his best friend and was reborn as a monster soldier?
What black superhero was killed by his best friend and reborn as a monster soldier? That could be anyone, but I'm going to say Deathlock, though.
The correct answer is Spawn.
Spawn is the correct answer to that.
But Deathlock also will work, too.
But that's not the correct answer. West Coast knew the correct answer.
Wait, hold on, wait. why is that not the correct answer? Where he's a black superhero who's killed by his best friend and and reborn as a superhero? Why is that not the right answer?
Well, I didn't say superhero.
Oh, so sorry. Repeat your question again.
I said, what black superhero was killed by his best friend and reborn as a monster soldier?
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I give Spawn up. Okay, because that could easily be Deathlock the way you interpret monster soldier.
Well, it's not though. West Coast knew what it was. Why are you the only one that didn't know what it was?
I mean, yeah, I never heard of Spawn before. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Well,
cool. I'm down.
You got 10. You got 4 out of 5.
Yeah. You know.
All right. That's not bad. I'm impressed.
Very bad. That's actually your best showing thus far. It means he's working.
I'm impressed. So let's go to the Bible.
All right. I mean, if we have to.
So you have 2, 1 through 5. There's a question for the Bible too, right?
I do.
Perfect. Let's go.
West Coast. We'll start with you again.
All right. Start at 3. You already know.
All right. How many books are in the Torah?
7.
Oz for 2.
12.
5.
The Torah is just the Old Testament. That's all.
It's the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
I know. We just said the same thing. So yes.
Well, we didn't say the same thing because the Old Testament is a lot more than 5 books. Anyway,
this is awesome. I'm a heathen, so this is perfect.
Where we going next?
What is it on me?
Wait. So it should be me because he got that one wrong, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there's only 2 of us.
Okay. All right. So let's just go down the thing, dude. Bible for 2. We'll just take it right up the chart.
Okay. Bible for 2. How many of every animal?
And actually, was that first question really a Bible question, or was that really like a legit Torah question?
It was a Bible question because the books of the Torah are from the Bible.
Right, but okay. I get you, but it's on the peripheral of that Bible question.
Okay.
Got it.
How many of every animal were brought onto the ark by Noah?
2.
2 is correct.
3.
We already did 3.
Okay, 1 then. Sorry, I thought that was a...
Who is officially known as the 13th apostle?
Paul. 4.
Paul or Saul would have taken either.
That's fine.
Who physically wrote the 10 Commandments?
Who physically wrote the 10 Commandments?
That is correct.
God physically wrote the 10 Commandments.
That is incorrect. Moses physically wrote the 10 Commandments.
So when we see, not even from the movie, but when we're actually in the Bible, he put those things.
No. What happened was God gave Moses the 10 Commandments. Moses destroyed the 10 Commandments, and God went and made Moses physically rewrite the 10 Commandments. That's what happened.
That's a confusing question.
It's not a confusing question, though. God didn't physically write them. He gave them to Moses.
Wait, hold on. Oh, because it's up for interpretation whether God actually wrote the 10 Commandments.
But it's not up for interpretation that Moses physically wrote the 10 Commandments.
I got you, dude.
All right.
Jay, it's your turn.
Why
Jay.
are you always questioning me, man?
Because your questions are wacky, that's all.
It's only the ones you don't get that are wacky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where are we at? 4?
We just did, that was 4. So you got 5, or you can start over on the next section.
All right, well then let's see 5.
How many books are in the New Testament?
23.
Close. Oz for 4. Let me guess. I worded this one wrong too.
I'm going to say 24.
Close as well. 27.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Where are we going on the next? Are we just going to start from 1 and work our way?
Bible 1.
Okay. We'll start at 1.
Yep.
What is the longest book in the Bible?
Genesis.
Incorrect.
Psalms.
Psalms has the most chapters. The longest book is Jeremiah.
I'll take Bible for 2.
Who was the first listed apostle ordained by Jesus?
Peter.
Bartholomew.
Peter is correct.
I will take Bible for 3. I will take Bible for 3.
Sorry about that. What'd you say?
I will take Bible for 3. You paying attention, man, or you just or did the Holy Ghost get you with me answering these questions? Right?
Nah.
My son came by me, so he distracted me.
Okay.
Who was the first king of Israel and Judah?
That sucks.
That's
David.
David is incorrect.
I knew it.
Is it Solomon?
Solomon was David's son. The correct answer was an answer from the same name from earlier, but Saul.
Oh,
fair enough.
Wise Saul.
Why Solomon?
Solomon was wise. So what was Saul?
Saul was just the first. I don't think he had like a
Saul the first. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't think he had a distinguishing thing. I mean, maybe he did, but I just don't remember if he did.
Yeah, I just know him as the lawyer on Breaking Bad. That's how I know him.
Yeah,
Better call Saul.
Better call Saul because his son Solomon's really wise.
Well,
Solomon was cutting babies in half and stuff.
It wasn't his son, but
okay, better call Saul because his grandson. Solomon was really
David's
wise.
not related to Saul.
All right, better call Saul because the third in line was very wise. Okay, go ahead.
True that.
Okay, word.
Jesus was tempted by who in the wilderness for 40 days?
Is that for me or for us?
That's for you. That's for you, Jay.
Yeah, it is for you.
Satan.
Wait. That's a 4?
That's a 4.
Oh.
If somebody doesn't know the Bible, though, they're not going to know that.
Yeah, respect due, man.
That's fair.
All right, and the 5. Who, though not confirmed, is largely and widely believed to have written the book of Revelation?
I'm just going to guess the Magdalena because I feel like somebody has to say Mary Magdalene's name.
No, it's not her.
Hey, but someone should have to say her name, though. You know,
Right,
she ain't
to.
no prostitute, dude.
Right, you got to.
So I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Paul, dude.
Paul is incorrect. The Apostle John the Baptist.
John the God. Oh,
Johnny B.
One. Beheaded Johnny is what they used to call him. Oh man. Okay, that's good. What's your point, Callie, son?
19-13.
Who's got 19?
Come on.
That would be me.
Come on.
Ah, that's interesting. Huh.
All right, so we got
okay.
So we got. I'll give you 2. You can either go movies post 1992 or movies.
Let's do movies post 1992, and I'll start, and we'll go with 1, and just work our way up. Okay. I'm gonna flip the script real quick. Real quick.
All right, I hear you. All
I
right.
need another beer.
Okay, here we go. This franchise starring Johnny Depp had the highest grossing movies 2 years in a row in 2006 and 2007.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
That is correct.
Okay, so let's do Wait. You're about to speak? What?
Movies for 2? This 2009 movie from James Cameron.
No. Wait. I'm going to say what one I want to do. Don't assume I'm going to go in order, okay?
But that's what you said before we started.
Where I said that I'm going to flip the script.
Okay.
He did say he was going to flip the script.
Well,
Thank you.
well,
See, West Coast Jay,
flip the script.
You listen. This cat doesn't listen. I want to do movies for two.
This 2009 movie from James Cameron is the highest was the highest
Hold
overall
on.
grossing movie.
Did you switch to categories of movies for two, or are you still in movies post 90s?
You can't you can't do both categories. You have to, once you pick a category, you have to stay in a category.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay,
why?
There you go.
What battleground have we done?
Okay. Hey, that's all good. So then I want to do movies for three.
You mean post 1992?
Yeah. Post for three though.
You're killing me, Smalls. Was this now classic quote from this 1993 cult classic movie about Scotty Smalls and his baseball team?
1993.
Yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Oz. Come on now.
It's the Bears, man.
No, it's
I know what I want to say, but it's not right.
My wife just poked her head in and got the correct answer, so.
I'm over here waiting for you to get it wrong.
Wait. Sorry. How about Oh, God damn it.
Man, your 10 seconds probably would have been up by now.
No, but you had to give me a countdown so I can.
10, 9.
Major League.
Incorrect.
That's
West Coast.
the Sandlot, Oz.
The Sandlot.
You've been going about this all wrong.
No. But you understand, I was a grown man adult. I wasn't really. I was a wild in my 20s. I wasn't really watching a lot of teen movies or kid movies. So.
Okay. But that particular kid movie was pretty iconic with some great lines.
That's a classic.
Yeah, not so much if you're in your 20s though.
I guess.
Not so much if you're trying to get to the bar or wanting to watch some other stuff. You know.
That's a fair statement.
Like girls.
It sounds more like a cop out and an excuse than a.
True, could be. It sounds more like Cop and a Half, but it's not as bad as that. So.
This guy. Let's just move on to 3, right?
All right. Where we going? Number
move
4?
on to 3. Is that 3 or 4?
That was 3.
All right. Yeah, I hit 4.
All right, number 4. Let's see.
Just say it right.
This animated movie from Disney was the highest grossing movie in 1992.
An animated movie from Disney in 92?
So vague.
Was it Mulan?
Mulan is incorrect.
92? Animated movie from 1992 was Aladdin.
Aladdin is correct.
Thank you. Hey, West Coast. Hey, this cat literally did this. He went, Aladdin is correct.
Right.
Oh, don't be sad.
Well,
dude.
Oz, people are surprised when you get questions right. I'm sure a lot of people are very surprised you've gotten this many questions right so far.
Hey, to all the people who are surprised, I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
Let's hit that 2, man. Let's knock out that James Cameron thing.
We already did the 2.
We did?
Okay, well, I'll change the 2. I'm going to do a different 2.
Okay.
This movie...
I know we didn't do the 2.
Yeah, we did. This movie was the sequel/prequel to the trilogy almost 16 years later and was the highest grossing movie of the year.
So, will you repeat that again?
I will.
Sorry.
This movie was the sequel/prequel to one of the greatest trilogies almost 16 years later. This movie was the highest grossing movie of the year and the first of a new trilogy of sequels and prequels. It's a 5-4 reason.
Oh, okay. How about if it's Star Wars, the Jar Jar Binks' first movie, whatever that thing is called. Jesus, Star Wars.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Clone Wars.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Phantom Menace.
Damn.
Phantom Menace is correct.
That's fine. It's shitty. I hate Star Wars. No, I like Star Wars. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
No, actually, I do like Star Wars. I just see Star Wars and Star Trek as two different things, though. So.
That's because they are.
Well, as in like two different principles of life. So.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
West Coast Jay, I always wanted to hit you up and tell you this. So I've always thought of Star Trek as saying, because they both are good, but Star Trek is like literally kind of has this thing of saying community. It's not just one person; it's a group of people that kind of help and like make the world better, make the universe better. Where Star Wars, the problem I always have was that I've always said it's just this one little select like family. And they're the destined ones of everything. Where you got Cisco, you got Picard, you got John Luke, you got Archer, Janeway. You have a very big, vast variety of people who are like we adhere to these principles of the Federation, you know, and they're true in our heart. But where Star Wars is just like, hey, we're all Jedis, but that's the real cool Jedi who does everything. Yeah, that's the thing that's always bugged me about it, though. That's all.
You know, that actually makes a bunch of sense, because if it wasn't for the Skywalker lineage, like, none of these movies would exist.
So, you know, West Coast Jay, a long, long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there was one family that controlled the whole destiny of this whole galaxy.
The whole universe would be technical.
The whole universe, dude. Where you have Star Trek where you're like, if you adhere to this group of planets who decided to form this federation of planets on these principles, you can kind of be great if you do your own thing, you know? So that's been my name. I never knew how to articulate that until like the last month or so. But I think that's been my whole issue with Star Wars and Star Trek.
That makes sense. Like, Star Wars literally is concentrated on that one family changing everything, whereas Star Trek, you could literally start a new show on a different ship with a different group of people.
Okay, dude,
we'd be fine with it.
Janeway was gone for years in another dimension, galaxy, basically. The Federation still went on, but I'll tell you this: if for some reason I am not the one to say this, not being political, but for some reason someone decided like, I'm pregnant, I'm going to abort this baby, you would not have anything that happened in the Empire. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
That's
so
true.
Our totals at this point are West Coast Jay has 25 and Oz has 17.
Yes, I almost made it to the 20s.
You're getting there, bro.
So
That's what I said. These
this was
training
your
grounds
best
are
showing
actually
yet.
working.
This was your best showing
This
yet.
is not training. This isn't a training ground for me. This is just like reinforcement for West Coast Jay to get some more swag. I'm coming up that West Coast Jay. I'm coming up that swag.
That's cool. I'm glad to hear it. I'm here specifically to give you the competitive fire you need.
Dude, because my co-host does not give me any fire whatsoever.
Man, he has been going old school military style. You break it all the way down so it can be built up. This is clearly showing his techniques.
I know, dude. He's straight up like doing some Navy SEALs training with me every time. I'm like, no, I am not a Navy SEALs, dude. I never said that. I'm more like Flipper, son. You know?
Quite all right. You're a daisy if you do. That's all I'm saying. You get out there and you show me something, son.
Now, son, get up and give me 20. All right. I'm ready. Like, Ray Scott, who's the next question? Let's do it.
Oh, you want to keep going?
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Okay, we got 5 more questions, then we're calling it.
Hey, we ain't going to stop. We're just going to continue.
The next 5 questions are going to be
we're done come a long way later. Oh, sorry.
The next 5 questions are going to come from Game of Thrones.
Well, we weren't done with the movies.
We're going to take half of movies and we're going to leave movies.
See, dude, you can't just like you can't just do a millennial thing and say I'm just tired.
Oh no! I absolutely can. Absolutely
as a millennial's thinking is, I sure as hell absolutely can too. So yeah, you make a point. How you turning post millennial real soon, right?
I don't know what that means.
As in, like you are no longer in a millennial era because your birthday's coming up soon, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, you about to hit that 40, ain't you?
No, I'm not about to hit 40. I'm not even close to 40.
Hey, I want to make an announcement, everybody.
I'm not even close to 40.
Please give birthday shout outs to Regular Scott because he's about to hit that big 40. It's monumental. He's denying it, but he's about to be that grand old man.
I'm not even close.
Hey, listen
40.
to his voice, everybody. You can hear it in his voice.
Listen, I'm not close to 40. I don't even smell 40. I don't even know what 40 is.
Now, see, the first part of growing old is straight up denial. So go ahead. What you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said.
So where are we going in Game of Thrones?
Oh, I thought you were denying me at 40. That's cool, dude.
It's just because you've been 40 since 1990 does not mean anything.
No. Hey, let's get correct. I've been 45 since 1990. Okay. But legit, I've been kind of 40 since 1970. So I'm an old soul.
This guy. I love it.
So where are we going in Game of Thrones?
Okay. No more movies of Game of Thrones, right?
Right.
All right. Who has the West Coast Jeremy?
Well, you need it more than he does, so we'll let you start.
God, that's a metaphor for my whole life.
Pretty much.
Wow. Let's do Game of Thrones from 4, man.
Random shots fired. This is hilarious.
No. It's not random. They had a sniper bullet, dude.
You said he's not just firing off into the crowd?
No, sir. No, sir. West Coast Shay, every time that dude talks, he is literally firing the sniper rifle from Wanted, the Wanted comic that shot 4 miles.
Nice.
What quote do the Night's Watch repeatedly say as they stab Jon Snow to his death?
I don't know.
West Coast for 3.
If I had to guess, it would probably be like your watch has ended.
For the watch.
That they scream for the watch?
Every time they stabbed him, they would say for the watch. And he got stabbed, I think it was 9 times. I think it was 9 members. And they all stabbed him. Each time they stabbed him, they said for the watch. And then the little boy that he was mentoring said it last and was like for the watch as he stabbed him last time.
Actually, to be correct, the little boy, when he stabbed him, he said, for my swatch.
No, he didn't. He said, for the watch.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No problem. Where are we going? West Coast.
Let's go up to 5 and see what happens.
What are the names of Dany's 3 dragons?
Jeez. Oh, God. Viserion. Drogon. It's always the third. Is it Rhaegal?
Rhaegal is correct.
That was awesome.
All right. 3, 2, or 1?
3.
Besides dragonglass, what other substance or weapon can kill White Walkers?
Lame.
Viserion or Valerian steel.
Valerian steel is correct. 2 or 1?
Wait. Time out.
Can't wait to hear this.
That's
but
awesome.
Just the regular White Walkers.
Yes, White Walkers or the Whites. If you remember, Jon Snow found this.
Fire too can kill him too.
Right, but I was just
okay. I just said wait because there was another answer to that, which would be fire. So
not a White Walker, a white, not a White Walker.
Okay, did you? So you said a white or White Walker?
I said a White Walker.
Okay, cool. No
A
worries.
white
Go
can
ahead,
be killed
dude.
by fire, but not a White Walker.
No. Do your thing, man.
All right, because you try
Down
to
to
question
two.
me again.
Down to 2.
Why you coming at me, Oz?
Hey, every time, man.
Every time.
Every day, all day, 24/7.
What
This
is
is
the
nothing.
only thing that can put out wildfire?
The only thing that can put out wildfire.
I might need to switch that with Valerian Steel.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a little.
That's
bit
way 3-isher.
Yeah,
Pubic hair from Cersei Lannister.
that might just
No.
ignite it.
That's what makes a fire go worse.
So Oz, I'm assuming you don't know either. Then
I don't.
sand.
Oh, interesting.
That was strangely anticlimactic.
Yeah, like most of regular Scott's statements. Yes, you are
And
correct.
the number one, Catelyn Stark
No.
was originally born of what house?
Does it matter which one of us? Because Oz can't catch up.
No,
That's a
it legit doesn't matter at all.
That's fair. She is of House Tully.
House
It's
Tully.
River Run.
House Tully is correct.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
All right. So while
No,
Uncle
Ozzy still did better than normal.
he did.
No, but I did phenomenal because like my whole thing is just like, I still say that I'm like, yeah, the questions are kind of a little biased, you know what I'm saying? But okay.
Well, the questions aren't biased, Oz. The questions are literally questions that were from the original Battleground.
Right. But they're not biased. But you're correct, not biased. But you can't say crazy. To me, questions are very vague when you're like, what dude was white then black and had a patch over his eye? I'm like,
I
what?
feel like that pretty much gave it away.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody knew that question.
That's cool. I just process in a different way. Like what was your? I'm curious to know what was your other segment of movies and stuff, like your other questions.
You just really wanted to get to that other section, huh? All right.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Do you wanted
You
brought
want
this dude
movies? You want movies or
Dude.
post 1992? The
Regular
second
Scott,
half.
Regular Scott, you brought this dude on the show. Let's bring him on a show to do some stuff. I want both.
Okay.
Kick it, son. Kick it, dude.
All
A
right.
legitimate training ground.
All right. Let's go through number.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Number one in movies. How many different actors
Wait, hold on,
have
hold on.
played the
When
role
I'm
of
training-
Spider-Man in live action?
I get it. You're gonna have to repeat that because I got a statement to say. I got a monologue. If I'm training, I'm not training
Oz,
until
we know you're not going to win for real. This is just a nice
okay.
little segment.
That's cool. That's cool. That's all disrespectful. But you really want me to train? Don't say, hey, I'm training because I want to have a clown show with jugglers. Let's legit train and build me up. Don't try and clown me. Train.
I hear you, dude. If you think this is going to help, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
One more round.
You're saying right now that West Coast Jay was put on this show just to clown me and not to actually help and train me?
West Coast Jay offered his services, and I said that's a great idea.
Right. So he wants to train me, so let's do this.
Well, I
If
just
you
tried to
thought-
ask you a question, and you went on a monologue.
Oh, do I not?
I know. So I tried to train you,
Okay.
but you went on your monologue.
No, I'm just saying, man. Let's get to work, dude. Let's put the hard work in. Let's do it.
Well, you clocked in about
know?
5 minutes before your monologue started, so that's 5 minutes you're not going to get paid for.
Okay. Answer your question again. I won't interrupt anymore. Let's do it.
How many different actors have played the role of Spider-Man in live-action movies?
Four.
4?
It's 3.
Okay.
It's 3.
What is the name?
I
What is the name of the character played by Bruce Willis in Die Hard?
John McClane.
Okay.
It's an awesome Christmas movie, by the way.
This female comic book hero was the first to have a feature film.
This female comic book hero
Was the first to have a female was the first to have a feature film.
Wonder Woman?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Supergirl.
Oh, it was Super. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Number 4. This movie starring Liam Neeson sees his character and his particular set of skills try to get his daughter back.
That's a 4?
See, thank you.
Oz doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah, because I've never seen Taken before, so got you. Yeah. Hey, look, West Coast Jay, do you kind of understand what I'm saying here? Do you kind of get what I'm saying here a little bit?
Like, all right, I look at it from this way. No matter what, Scott's actual job as the quiz master, for lack of a better way to put it, is to stump us.
That's not a stumper. That's not a 4 stumper.
Now, in the last 2 questions he just asked, they should have been swapped.
Yeah. See, this dude has no point game ratio perspective.
My thing is though, Oz, you seem to be the only one that struggles with it.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. I'm the only one that's super verbal about it because I'm super verbal about everything. Even West Coast Jay was just like, wait, that's a 4? What?
Well, he's already heard these questions, though.
Got you. But again, he said it when it was first said, and he said it again now. Continue, sir.
I will. This movie was the live-action debut of Aquaman and Cyborg.
Wait, for how much?
For 5.
This movie was a live-action debut of Aquaman and Cyborg?
Yes.
I want to say Justice League, but I hope it's not some tricks things like when Batman vs Superman, when you saw those little behind-the-scene clips of those guys.
So what's your answer?
I'm saying Justice League.
It's Batman vs Superman.
Where you saw those little behind-the-scenes clips of those 2 little guys.
See.
Well, listen, if you're foolish enough to say the correct answer and then not listen to yourself, that's on you.
Right, I know. I hear you, but see, it's a little murky water because
it's
actually,
not though. It's not murky at all. That was the first time Aquaman was seen in a live action movie. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no murky water. There's no shade of gray.
But here you go. He wasn't seen. You just saw his speed. You saw his speed bubble when he did.
You saw his entire face when the camera pans over him. Are you serious?
The only part I saw was that when you saw the little like burst of speed. But no, it's all good, bro. Okay, that's cool.
All right. So you want me to keep going? Do I need to keep going?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. I know you're not going to know this one. First word of the question tells me you're not going to know this one. West Coast, this one's for you. This sports drama, based on the true story of the 1966 NCAA champion Texas Western and the first all-black starting lineup in NCAA history, was named what?
I don't know. Remember the Titans?
Way after 1966.
Friday Night Lights, West Coast Jay. That's a joke.
Glory Road.
That's a joke.
Glory Road.
Yeah.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee is a Bible reference in this 1994 classic.
Pulp Fiction.
Jude Apatow made his featured directorial debut with this 2005 comedy.
It's Judd, by the way. So repeat the question again.
Apatow made his featured directorial debut
you.
with this 2005 comedy classic.
Wait, no reference to anything? Okay, all right.
If you don't know the answer, just say you don't know.
Something about Mary?
All right. So clearly you don't know any of his movies. West Coast.
Was it the 40-Year-Old Virgin?
40-Year-Old Virgin is correct.
Yeah, but
Here we go.
Should something be taken off since you don't know how to pronounce this dude's name?
I think something should be taken off of yours for saying there's something about Mary in 2005.
But I was confused because I didn't hear your speaker tweaked out on the last name, and you definitely butchered his first name. So I totally didn't know what you were talking about. So
No, he was talking about Judd Apatow.
oh yeah, oh man, West Coast Jay. Dude, I wish I had a co-host like you, but that's okay.
Listen, Oz, you can have a co-host like him. I've tried to get you off for a couple weeks, but you won't go.
I know I can, sir.
I've tried to let you go the last couple weeks, and you won't go. Let's see. You got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Was the famous quote by Clint Eastwood in this 1971 classic. Oz, you were about 40 when this came out.
Oh, is that for me or West Coast?
Either.
It's Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry is correct.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Sylvester
Wait,
Stallone stars as Rambo in the first movie of this franchise.
First Blood.
First Blood is correct.
What's the point value of these questions here?
The Dirty Harry was the 5. The First Blood was the 4. Jude was a 3. Pulp was a 2. And Glory Road was a 1.
Just for giggles and shit, what is my total?
Oh, you've been lost. I wasn't keeping score.
No. Because I have kept my total of what I've been getting right. So I'm just curious if you have. So.
No, I stopped after the last one because you said just go through all the questions, so I stopped keeping track.
Okay, cool. I'm just checking. So.
And then we stopped going back and forth. We just started opening it up for either of you to answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that is...
We've training hijacked your show.
Yeah, I know. We ain't got to the news tidbits.
Hey, at West Coast, it's good because we ain't talking about no wrestling. No garbage like that. We're legit doing some real hijacking. So.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Make sure you guys are checking out the Showdown Pro Wrestling podcast with myself and JD. Cheap plug. Oz, Oz, do you have a show to plug?
No. But I'm saying, I was saying, next time they're able to do a show, check out their show.
Which will be tonight. There's a takeover. There's a takeover recording tonight. So after that, we'll get it in.
Okay.
All right, so that's all the questions. That training ground took a lot longer than I thought. So normally when we go to our commercial break, we play a different advertisement from one of the shows from our network. But since we have West Coast on from Unsupervised, and I haven't got a commercial from them, I'm gonna just let you plug your show for our commercial for you guys.
It works out beautifully. Check us out, Unsupervised the Spinoff. We'll be out every Thursday. Everywhere you can find your podcast, all of the lists that Regular Scott generally runs down for us so beautifully and eloquently. You can find us at all those places. Definitely check us out at defylife.com for the written media content from Money and Hollywood Paul Douglas. Definitely check us out on defylifepods.com where you can find all of us and many, many more spectacular podcasts and shows for your listening enjoyment. Unsupervised the Spinoff. We out on Thursdays. Come fuck with your boys.
There it is. So since this show kind of took a left turn, I'll save the news tidbits for next show, and we're gonna kind of dive into a conversation that I had on Twitter. I actually got a Twitter poll up where I asked who are some of the most influential black superheroes of all time, and I have a Twitter poll up for that. And so before I get to that, West Coast as the guest, who would you say is the most influential black superhero of all time?
That's a wow for first out of the gate, the most influential.
Absolutely.
Jesus. Wait, can I use him as a superhero? Because if so, I'll go with that.
I mean, I would, but whatever.
You know, if I can use him, I'll go with that. But if I
won't argue with Jesus.
Right, like if I had to. But thinking about it, top of my head, influential. Jon Stewart.
Okay, he is one of the 4 people I have on my Twitter poll. I'll let you know how he did. Oz, who is the most influential black superhero?
Oh, for the youngins, they're gonna say T'Challa. It's T'Challa, Jon Stewart. They're gonna throw out Sam.
I'm asking
Sam
you.
Wilson.
Who do you think is the most influential?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say T'Challa.
Okay. And so I put it on Twitter. We got over 120 votes. And 64% all said, well, actually, before I go to what they said, I'm going to read some of the comments. James Donahue said bronze tiger. No, I don't. I'm gonna say that once I get to the actual Twitter.
Got it. Cool.
James Donahue said bronze tiger. JVD of the Villains Demand, one of our good friends, he said Black Panther, and he said before that I would say Storm or Blade. Dem Black Mamas podcast said Storm. Introverted Breakdown said Static. That was the first cartoon to really give black kids a superhero. Black Mask also said Blade.
Arguably.
Zach Codso said Storm, and Big Bear said Spawn.
Yeah, people never knew Spawn was black, though. They had a glimpse of it, but they just saw the demonic side of things and the power side of things. They didn't really associate like color with that guy.
But how do you know that he didn't know that Spawn was black?
No. I'm not saying I can't speak for that guy, but I'm just saying it's this Spawn has always been to me like this peripheral black character because you on the HBO show, even the comic, it was like his blackness wasn't a major part of things. It was sort of like saying, "Oh, did you know that was it? That one dude, Silverhawk or whatever the other character was who had HIV. Like he was black. You didn't see it. Like you would see like people in their blackness were like T'Challa, Blade, Rhodey,
Storm,
John Stewart, the blackness you see in like Captain Marvel. You see their blackness. It was there in your face. Spawn wasn't there in your face like that. Spawn was there in your face, literally like Deathlock was there in your face that he was black. You're like, oh, what the fuck? He was black. Oh shit, you know.
Sort of, but the thing about Spawn is that even though once you got the mask and the cape and the powers and all of the et cetera, anytime they went to a flashback, it was always black people.
Yeah, no, but you would see the flashbacks of that, but then you would see all this other stuff happening with all these other characters, and it's this whole big overlapping power thing of him and Hell being chose to lead, to be the leader of the Legions of Hell. But
yeah.
when I'm talking about like day to day, not a flashback. You see them in their blackness. You see T'Challa in his blackness. You see Storm in her blackness when she's up in her attic because she has to have open air to let her plants breathe and stuff like that. You feel that, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. And again, that's just me, but that's how I always saw that. You know, I kind of craved the black character. You're like, oh shit. Even if it was fucking what's his name? Black Ski Death or whatever it was. The guy, he was a new god who wore skis. He was black. I was like, there is no black new god skier. I promise.
Yeah, I mean, Spawn's his ex-wife and his daughter, Wanda and Cyan were always shown as black girls or black ladies. So,
it's all good.
It was, no, I see where you're coming from. Because of the mask and because of the cape and because of the hordes of demons, like, you don't necessarily have to pay attention to the fact that
you don't. You can
easily,
if you're black, you're like, oh my God, I crave that. This is amazing. But if you're non-black, you're like, hey, that's interesting, but hey, show me some powers. Where if you see Jon Stewart, you're like, oh my God, this dude, you see his blackness and you see how things interact with him, So.
Okay. Fair enough.
So the 4 choices I had up were Storm, Jon Stewart, Black Panther, and Other, and then Comment Who, and I just went through all the comments of the people that they said. Again, over 120 votes, 64%.
Other was my favorite black superhero, by the way.
Black Panther had 64% of the vote. Storm came in second with 19. Jon Stewart with 13, and Other had 4.
If you think about it, if it wasn't for Storm, geez, dude, like literally, if you want to do one's got to go. If you ever say anything about Storm, if you take Storm out of the equation, you're taking Professor X out of the equation. From that when she was a little girl and she pickpocketed him, and he was like, oh my God, this little girl pickpocketed me. From her to Black Panther to her introducing Gambit, like she's been a very, very strong, powerful character, dude.
Yeah, for a really long time.
For a long time, like to this day, she is still the de facto leader of the Morlocks and the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
That's some bad. If you want to get down and dirty. These most powerful sub-factions of the world kind of recognize her. African countries, when she was worshipped as a goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Wakanda, from her being married to T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
The Morlocks, some of the most powerful underground mutants that have ever existed. Mm-hmm. The X-Men, the most powerful mutants that have ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
And also in her time in Australia with Gateway and the Marauders and stuff, Storm is a powerhouse, dude. She's legit,
Yeah.
And I will get. And if you want to mention the other realm too, if you want to get down with Storm, because if it's Black History Month, we gotta give props to Black women too. She also has her other part of her heritage is magic from her time in Limbo, which was a great storyline with Ileana Rasputin and stuff. So she comes on all fronts, dude. She's tough. She's tough.
Yeah, I mean, after all of that, I even want to change my answer. Like Jon Stewart, the more I think about it, Jon Stewart's influence isn't necessarily there. He was just kind of the first sort of OP black character, and then they gave us Icon.
Yep.
But initially, he was one of the first for the DC side that we could actually just recognize as that's a black dude.
True.
But as for his actual influence, no, they could give a lantern ring to anybody.
Yep.
Storm is probably the most influential overall. Like the Wakandans were good for being behind the scenes influential. There's so many things are made of vibranium. Mm-hmm. So many things are, the fact that they were, up until that trivia question for most people, they thought that Tony Stark was the most wealthy in the Marvel universe. Up until you realize that, nope, it's the King of Wakanda. He is easily the most wealthy.
Yep.
But wealth, is that really translate into influence? It's one thing to have all the money. It's another thing to be worshipped as a goddess.
No.
Change my answer to Storm.
Yeah, no, and it goes like this, and there's a small part that you don't want to admit, and there's a part that's like, I don't care if I admit it, but like for Jon Stewart, for me, it was just like I needed to have a black face that had power behind them. Like Icon was like equivalent to Superman.
Correct.
Like Jon Stewart was like he had the world's most powerful, the universe's most powerful weapon. And he was good at it. So I needed that from me. I needed that. But if you look at the overall scope of things, dude, it's from goddess to leader to magic to whatever, she literally encompasses the scope. She could go to any dimension or any place and have a place. She could go to see Dormano and be like, I'm a lesser person, but you can smell the magic on me. And he'd be like, wait, let me listen to you. She'd go to Wakanda. She'd go to any African continent. She could go to any place that have mutants. And they all go, look, it's Storm, And she whips Cyclops' ass too whenever she wants to too.
On the regular.
Yeah. Just to be like, hey man, I love plants and love flying, but I will whip your ass. Just remember that, okay? And everyone who's ever been in love with her, from Wolverine to T'Challa to Forge, they've been some pretty powerful people too. So
very true.
Yeah.
Just I want to throw that out there about Storm. It feels like when I start talking, a lot of Marvel folks don't really give her the props that she's really needed. She's legit an African queen. So.
Yep. Who is the most underrated black superhero?
Storm.
Okay.
Straight up.
Who is the most overrated?
T'Challa. No.
Honestly, I think it might be Jon Stewart.
It is Jon Stewart because we can remember. West Coast. He could have been Pablo, the Latino dude.
Right.
You just wanted to. Other than, and they tried. They like DC tried. Bless their heart. To like fill the void. They were like, well, he's an ex-Marine. He's really amazing at small details, so he can craft things. So it's like, yeah, you're just an Earthling with a power ring. I get you.
That's exactly what it is. He's an Earthling with a power ring. Because even now, but I feel like whenever whatever DC needs to fill a void per se, they usually just give him a power ring. Look at Jessica. What's her name? What's the new Green Lantern?
With the eye thing. With the eye thing.
Right.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They just give him a feel like we needed a Latina. Give her a power ring. All right.
West Coast J, and regular Scott. I want to pose a question to you. If the criteria for a Green Lantern ring is just having strong willpower, isn't going to work every day at a shitty job means that you can fucking get a Green Lantern ring?
No,
I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that equates at all.
Let me say something. I think
the necessity of paying
bills. Me being an older person, me going to work at a crazy ass shitty job and dealing with people and the willpower to go back the next day, I'm like, damn, give me a ring. But like,
that's just life, bro. That's just life.
Dude. A Green Lantern ring is literally just life. Nah.
Now you're trying to carry it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with it.
No,
I don't know that everybody can have it.
Again, from Storm to this, it's just me. I'm just saying, dude. I love the thing about exceptionalism being exceptional, but I don't know. That whole 2814 sector, I I've always had some really weird issues with the Green Lantern Corps and stuff like that. And obviously they've had too, because they keep revamping the storyline every like 3 years or so. You know.
Yeah, I mean, they give anybody lantern rings.
Well, also where they were like, hey, it's only this. Wait, no. There's other Green Lantern. Wait, actually, there's other Green Lantern rings, and the power source are these mythical creatures. It's like, wait, okay, well, but I want to go back because I don't want to deviate too much. At one time, Storm is the like most underrated character and the best representation of what we have for a black superhero too.
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
All right, and so for
and one more thing, she's Omega too. She's Omega powered too.
She's Omega level.
Yep.
Yeah, she's Omega level. Don't forget that.
So for 2020, who is your breakout black superhero for this year?
Breakout black superhero.
Mm-hmm.
That's West Coast Jail all day.
I'm gonna have to go with, of the Birds of Prey, it's probably the Black Canary.
Wow. Did you see Birds of Prey?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
I found it highly entertaining.
Wow.
I've come to the conclusion that when Bruce Timm and Paul Dini created Harley Quinn as a character, that they were either extremely lucky or had tremendous foresight that Margot Robbie existed 25 years later. She's pretty much designed to be that character.
That's awesome.
Every part of her is she's perfect at it. Like from the completely insane woman to the brilliance of being a doctor of psychology to
right.
The athleticism of being an almost Olympic level gymnast. Plus the 100% this bitch crazy. Like all of it is embodied so beautifully. But the Black Canary, I think she's got potential to be something more. Now, when I did see the movie, I truly enjoyed the Huntress most of that. She just made me laugh the most.
Okay.
Outside of Harley, of course. And the way that I remember I was supposed to ask you, Cassandra Cain's actual story. What is Cassandra Cain's actual story?
So she was raised by one of Batman's peripheral bad guy villain dude, Cain. And he is a master assassin, lethal, and he raised this girl. I'm gonna get something wrong. Like the mother, like all women, the mother is kind of like off on the peripheral, and like the dad raises her to be this amazing assassin. And the whole thing with her, and I think everybody knows this about her, is that the dad was such a really sadistic, crazy person that he never really talked to her. The only language that she ever learned growing up from as a baby to her as a teenager was the language of violence and fighting. And so she doesn't really speak. Like, she knows how to talk, but she doesn't really speak. Her speaking comes through her fighting. And she's even took like Bruce Wayne, like Batman, to the ringer before. She's pretty lethal. I think as she gets older, unless they change her storyline, as she gets older, she'll fuck up Lady Shiva.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and so you know when they had the Batgirl and they had the mouthpiece sewed up on her?
Yeah.
That was literally to signify that like I am Batgirl, but I am not the Batgirl that you're used to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and Bruce Wayne spends a lot of time, like half his time is going, hey, Damian and Cassandra, whoever fucking raised you, you're with me now. Chill the fuck out.
That's hilarious. Well, then I think you'll what they did with her in Birds of Prey completely deviates from that story.
Like they have, okay.
So there's that. There's that. But other than that, there was I was taking pot shots at Arrow because the fight choreography was clearly not done by the people who choreographed the Arrow fight scenes.
Was it better or worse?
So much better.
Oh, well,
so much better.
You know, I'll be seeing that tomorrow because I have a day off. So.
Yeah, and it's not doing anything at the box office.
I know because so West Coast, tell me why you think they're not doing great.
I think it actually has to do with timing, bad timing. Because they were, let's see, they came out the week that they came out. There was UFC, the most popular champions fighting, and the XFL's debut. The following weekend was this weekend. So it's only been out 2 weeks. It's this weekend. So you had Valentine's Day on a Friday, plus you've got the NBA All-Star Weekend. Next week you've got a heavyweight championship fight. But for whatever reason, Sonic the Hedgehog came out of the gate murdering.
Dude, did you not? So Jim Carrey was on Drew Carey's show. And he was just like, hey, I just want to do family movies. And he felt so relaxed. I was like, is Sonic going to make any money? And this dude is poised to freaking be in children's heads again.
Right. Like, they came out of the gate. Today is Sunday. So day 1 and 2 brought them $54 million.
No way.
Yeah, man. 2 weeks in, Birds of Prey is only at 57.
So, man, dude, I wish the Twitter world would just like get out there and say, hey, go to the movies and watch this movie.
I wish they would too, because it's a very entertaining show. It's exactly as over the top as it needs to be. It is Margot Robbie again is perfect as Harley Quinn.
Of course,
the Huntress is the rest of the Birds of Prey. You're okay with the rest of the Birds of Prey, and there's the one fight scene in particular was pretty impressive to watch. Pretty impressive. There was a few of the fight scenes were actually good, but there was one in particular that stood out to me. Just like, wow, I like how you guys I like what you're doing here.
Well, I have a question for you, and for regular Scott too, because I don't know if you saw this, regular Scott. You're being very silent. Do you think any of the poor box office sales for this has anything, and I don't know, has anything to do with maybe Joker fatigue, or I don't know, or are they related at all?
Mr. J is brought up is the easiest way, but the whole point of it is that they're trying to establish her as her own standalone character, which honestly they could do. It would be just fine. The cartoon is hilarious. On the DC universe or the DC network, her cartoon is funny as hell. Ivy is one of the greatest characters I've seen in forever.
Oh yeah.
The Plant, JB Smoove, the voice in the Plant, kills me every time. He just says reckless shit. The Kaylee Kusuo, or however you pronounce, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Mm-hmm. But she's executive producing it, so it's not like for whatever reason the Hollywood ladies like this character a lot. And I'm not mad at them for it, because when Margot Robbie was doing when she's on stage, like the part, or when she's on the screen rather, anytime you need to hear the doctor part of Harley come out is it happens so quickly and so efficiently that you just sort of skim over it. For the average person that'll watch it, they won't even hear a lot of the stuff that she's saying when she's actually being a doctor, because she does it so effectively and so quickly.
Yeah, see, dude, that's so good. That's a testament to her. You're right.
Like it's beautiful. She's in the middle of a conversation, she's psychologically breaking somebody down, but also being absolutely insane.
Well, which again makes her lethal.
Right. Like she's a great character. I know that you've had your issues with her, but I've been pretty much obsessed with her for a while.
That's fine. That's fine. No. I do. But as usual, I'm very easily convinced with a proper argument.
That's fair. Well, this one, like I said, it's an entertaining movie. It is not as gritty or whatever it is DC's been trying to do with this darkness. It's not nearly that. It's way more fun than anything else.
I'm with it. I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to give you a little Facebook thoughts on that, or a little Twitter thought on that.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
'Cause I think I'm one of your 7 followers.
Oh well, we're done and done. Oh hey, regular Scott woke up. What's up? What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. So we got you a little non-spoilery preview of Birds of Prey. And we talked about some black.
Do you need a stretch, dude? You need a stretch?
No stretch. I just, I haven't seen it, so I don't really have much of an opinion about it.
Okay, that's why you're so silent. Okay, cool. I haven't seen it either, but I at least wanted to talk to our co-host, our guests, our esteemed guests, and say, hey, I'm hearing your thought process, but I'm okay. I get you. Respect, dude, man.
Great. So final blow time.
Wait, what?
Final blow time.
We got West Coast Jay here, man. We got so much more to talk about. Final blow.
Yeah, we an hour and a half
Final
in.
blow.
Do we at least get a One's Gotta Go?
Yeah, can we get dude? Wait. You got the WCJ on here, and you ain't got a One's Gotta Go. You talking about a final blow? You say final blow, I say One's Gotta Go.
I can come up with a One's Gotta Go.
Yeah, man. Why don't you show some respect to our guest, man? Give a One's Gotta Go, man.
All right. One's Gotta Go. You ready? One's Gotta go. Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., or Malcolm X?
That's
damn,
dude. That's man. Hey, West Coast Jay. There's lightning happening all around us as we speak.
Damn.
Right off the top of the head.
And you know what? I got to tell you something. That's a very super biased one, because if you did one person off of that, it eliminates the other 3 off the bat.
Damn.
Do you get what you just said there, dude?
Oh, I get it. So now you got to make a decision.
Well, it's not going to be Harriet Tubman because the other 3 are gone.
Okay, so then she's gone. So you're down to 3.
Well, no, we're not down to 3. The other 3 don't exist if she's not there.
West Coast say thank you. If any 3 of us say Harriet Tubman, it negates everything for the other 3, dude. You get what I'm saying to you?
Okay, so only one's got to go. So you can keep Harriet.
Okay, so maybe you should get someone contemporary. I would do this. I would say Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King. Who'd you say? Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King.
Hey, but before you do that, who asked you what you would do?
Before you do that, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. So what'd you say? Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
I forgot.
Malcolm X was the 3rd one. Yes.
All right, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Jeez.
Elijah Muhammad, dude.
I fully expected you to say Storm, Black Panther.
God, dude,
John
for
Stewart,
real, dude.
Blade. I fully expected that.
Yeah, man. Hey, yo, and the way he said that, West Coast, it sounded pretty hot and like heated, dude.
Man.
Like this guy was like, I can't wait for Black History Month. Like he's mad that this year it's a leap year for Black History Month. That there's an extra day.
We get the additional day.
he really is really upset about that, dude. He's like, man, leap year, man. Trump. I wish he'd get rid of the leap years, man, dude.
So which one's got to go?
West Coast said, this guy said one's got to go. The Civil Rights Amendment,
right?
The 13th Amendment, the Civil War, or
Juneteenth.
Damn. Or Juneteenth.
This guy got jokes,
Damn.
dude.
So which one's got to go? So we know Harriet's not going. So which Rosa, Malcolm, or Martin? Which one's gone?
I can't say that because that's a thesis. That's a whole other history world, man.
Okay, well listen, you one of the ones got to go. You got one. So one of those three got to go.
Hey, West Coast Jay, I default and say Gregory Scott's got to go.
Dude, I'm with that. Like, I'm recusing myself from this one. I don't want to remove any of the black history.
Dude. This sounds like a Boondocks episode,
This was right.
man.
This was a cold
this guy, like, hey, by the way, you can tell how ruthless this guy is because he's pissed off and he's like, man, when we watching wrestling, okay, one's got to go. Yeah, since we're on some black comic book heroes, yeah, one's got to go. Your civil liberties, pissing in a toilet, sitting down. Like, dude, come on, man. Here, I'm gonna tell you like this. I can't get rid of Rosa. Oh, wait. I can, actually.
Okay, so you pick Rosa Parks. West Coast, where are you going?
Well, no.
Oh, wait a minute. I can
Hold
get
on.
rid of
Oh,
Rosa
wait.
Parks.
West Coast.
I got it. I got the answer for you,
Go ahead,
Roz.
go
I
ahead,
got
go
the answer for you. I can get rid of Rosa Parks because Claudette Colvin on March 2nd, 1955 was arrested at 15 in Montgomery, Alabama for refusing to give up her seat on a crowded bus as well.
West Coast Jay. This dude who is our third person on this line, he's lost. But from me to you, that's exactly why I'm getting rid of Rosa. Because
That's exactly
Rosa,
why I'm getting rid of Rosa Parks. She wasn't even the first one to do it.
Hey, Rosa read well on paper.
Right.
But they didn't want a little 15-year-old girl that had a baby and had a history, but was still a buck wild kid. Thank you, sir. And guess what? I will lose to you on any battleground because you, sir, because when I lose to you, I'm still winning. Okay? Thank you. That's exactly the truth. Exactly.
So now that we've answered the one's got to go, can we go to the final blow?
After I finish telling West Coast Jay how much it does my heart and soul good to have you on here. When I'm doing my podcast with my co-host, I feel a deep yearning. Like old man Hawkeye, like I got to do this one last mission. But when you get on the show, I feel reborn, like some might say, like Wolverine when he was in his prime and his healing factor is really good. But I'm just saying, dude. West Coast Jay, it's a pleasure as always, sir. Final blow. I'm gonna try not to hit regular Scott next time I see him.
That's fair.
West Coast, what you got for the final blow?
It's not fair at all. He deserves to be hit, dude.
West Coast,
well, firstly, I would like to say thank you, gentlemen, for letting me be a guest on your show yet again. The Immortal Macho Man Vandal Savage. I got to promote Unsupervised the Spinoff. Y'all give us a listen.
It, yeah.
Give us a listen. Check it out. I'm sure you'll get some laughs. I'm sure you'll get some heated arguments that come out of nowhere.
Are you on Radio Public?
Well, we should be, but I'd have to honestly check.
Are you on Stitcher, iHeartRadio?
We're definitely on Spreaker, Spotify. We're definitely on Google. We're definitely on Google Podcasts. We're definitely on Podcast Addict. As for Stitcher and iHeart, I'd have to actually physically check because I'm never on those, so I really don't know. But it's Unsupervised the Spinoff. First episode was the Mamba Mentality episode. And the second episode was the Valentine's Don'ts episode. So, 2 episodes in the books. Y'all give us a listen.
I will definitely be listening, man. That sounds awesome.
All right. And for my final blow, as always, like I've said, my final blows will all be about promoting other podcasts. We've definitely talked about Unsupervised, so make sure you guys check that out. As on our show, you can find us on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. This week, I am going to be giving a shout out to one of the earlier podcasts who really helped us grow when we were first starting out. They're an international podcast, which was really cool. And they've just been a big part of us, and we've really helped each other. And I share all their stuff, they share all ours, and they've really, like I said, helped us grow since the beginning. And really cool guys. So this week, my final blow is going to go out to the Geekly at Geek Nerd Pod. You can find them on Twitter. They put out a great show. They do a lot of reviews. They have a great Patreon. They do weekly shows, weekly reviews, and they just put out a really good podcast. So definitely check out the Geekly. You can find them anywhere you listen to your podcast. West Coast or Macho Man, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm going to try to get your co-host on here in the coming week. So, I've never actually had Hollywood Paul on, so I'm going to try to get him on as well at some point, since he's the only one I haven't had on yet.
Absolutely. Make sure you hardcore nerd them. Hit them with the hardcore nerd.
Absolutely. And if it's still Black History Month, I'll ask them which black law they want to get rid of first.
Killing me, Smalls.
All right. West Coast again. We appreciate you being on, man. You guys go check out Unsupervised the Spinoff.
I'm sorry. Did I give a final blow?
Yeah, you did.
What was on final blow, sir?
Oh, I don't remember, but you said but you said this is my final blow, and then you went on something.
I did not.
Hey, West Coast, tell him he said this is my final blow.
Okay, yeah.
All he said to me was thanks.
Thank you.
And then he said, I said this is the final blow, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna give our final blow before I say thank you." You know what? This is my final blow. West Coast.
I didn't say that, dude.
That is what you said.
Oh man, dude. Okay.
No, okay. What do you have to say for your final blow, Oz? So you can go ahead. You can have another one. Go ahead. Because I know 100% you said it, and I am going to make sure next week I play the clip of you saying this is my final blow, because I 100% know you said it.
Okay. Cool. I just want to thank West Coast Jay for being on the show.
And that's exactly what you said on your first final blow.
Dude.
Oh, you guys are the best.
I wanted to say thank you, West Coast Jay. I appreciate it. As usual, it's always insightful hearing you on. And
did you write it down? Because you're saying word for word the exact same thing you just said 5 minutes ago.
Right. And then wait. So then I said regular Scott's an asshole? Oh, my God. It is coming all back.
You did say right. That.
Yes. Yes. And worthless, too. Yes. It's all come back. Hey, man, West Coast Jay, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's always a pleasure. I'm going to listen to your podcast because you're right up my alley, man. I appreciate all that stuff.
No lie.
Yeah, man. And I wish you luck on the battleground. Get out there and show me.
Dude, when it comes to you and me, man, you are my one piece of competition that I always worry about, because you know what's up, dude.
I appreciate that.
No. Legit, man. Every time I talk to you, like, again, it's insightful. It's a pleasure. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's battle hard.
All right. Oz, West Coast, tell everyone you talk to them next time.
I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for having me.
Oz, tell everyone you'll talk to them next time.
I will talk to you next time.
And y'all have a good time, because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. And since Oz didn't say it, I'll steal it. Peace and chicken grease.
And chicken grease. You love that, don't you, dude? You love it. See, I didn't want to say it because I want to see if you love it. You love it. What you doing on a Sunday? Yo, you done?
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.